Hi, I'm David Townsend, the therapist and hypnotist. We get questions occasionally like, can everybody be hypnotised? Or my friend went to a hypnotist and they weren't hypnotised, or something like this. There is a sort of fantasy which comes from stage hypnosis that you're either hypnotised or you're not, and you're either alert or you go under. Now, this is fairly meaningless in therapy. You see, you haven't got a simple mental state that goes deeper and deeper and deeper. You can see charts about levels of hypnosis that some academic psychologists have created, and up the top there's light trance, and you go right way down to somnambulism, which is your way out. Now, in practice, it doesn't work like that at all. You have a variety of mental states, and watching this right now, you're in one focused one. But your brain, for this purpose, is a bit like a bucket of balls the bucket's full of water, but the balls have different densities, so there are some floating right near the top and some right down the bottom, and they're side to side and all over. And different people go into different mental states of different depths when they're hypnotised. In therapy, all that matters is you go into one of them, and it will be distinguished by the fact that the thing that's called your critical facility is relaxed. Now, criticism in psychology means judgment. That's the right meaning of the word. So we have this fantasy that criticism means I'm putting you down or pointing out something wrong. It doesn't. It just means I'm judging. And so it can be very good, or it can be not so good, or ordinary, or whatever. So your critical facility is that bit of your brain that's alert all day that makes judgments. So I'm in Melbourne, Australia. If I say to someone, you've heard of a city called San Francisco in America? Yes. If I say to them, you actually live in San Francisco, they say, no, I don't. This is your brain making a judgment. And it does it for you. So if I do it, for instance, I think, I am David Townsend, I'm a hypnotist, I live in Healesville, Victoria, my brain's going, yes. If I say to myself, my name is Clementine and I'm a ballet dancer, it says, no. In hypnosis, that relaxes. Now, it may mean that you're quite alert in your mind. You hear everything I say, you're aware of noises outside and all the rest. Or it might mean you are blotted out completely and you can't remember a thing that happens. Or you hallucinate. I had a woman here, I was playing a background recording by another hypnotist, and at the end of the session she said, I can tell you every word you said and every word that was on the recording, but my body vanished. Things like that go on. People go off on little daydreams of their own or whatever. It doesn't matter, because I'm not talking to that conscious bit of you that knows things in your awareness. I'm talking to your background mind, your unconscious mind, or subconscious, if you like. Providing that happens, that you go into some level of trance. And if you come for therapy, you will, because why else would you come for therapy? Well, as an exception, I better mention that. There are people who go to therapists planning to fail to prove to themselves that they can't be helped. Doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists and therapists of all sorts know this. just occasionally you get someone who wants to prove that they can't be helped. And very occasionally you get somebody who wants to prove that hypnosis doesn't work, so they don't cooperate. Well, they're time wasting and sick. If you want to be helped, you come in, you go through the process, and it will vary from person to person. I often invite people to get their hands stuck to the table. And for a lot of people, that's just straightforward. Some people find they can actually lift their hand, but the tension in their arm has changed and things can be made to take the next step to put them into trance. But when that sticking to the table happens, they're quite alert. They know, they're wide awake and paying attention, they can't move their hand. You can be very alert and hypnotised. And in point of fact, it happens to you often. Now, I'm only concerned with therapy, really, but why do you think supermarkets play particular sorts of music and have a radio with announcements and have the shelves set out in particular ways and products with particular colours? They're researched to suggest to you to help you to sell without you being aware of it. There are quite a lot of situations this goes on. And of course, you go into a trancey state if you're watching a film you really enjoy, or perhaps in a book and you're totally involved in the story, or you're watching a video game, something like that, or playing a video game. You go into a different mental state. So hypnosis is very varied, and people who say you can be hypnotised or not, or you go under, or you don't know that you can be hypnotised. If you come into therapy wanting to be hypnotised, wanting to feel better, you get hypnotised. See you here.